Hi again. In this tutorial we're going to be working on eye controllers and morphers. First of all, if you do create your character, we're going to be working on the head now after we rigged and skinned. Definitely we can also do an eye controller so I can control the eyes where they're going to be looking at. So I'm going to go add a dummy, let's say a point controller, and I'm going to align it to the eye. And I'm going to do a copy of this again, and I'm going to align it to the other eye. Now, what I need to do is just link the eye to the controller. Okay, just make sure the eye to the controller and this eye to the controller. So now if I want to move my controller, the eye will move with it. Now, the second thing I'm going to do, just going to add a controller. Let's say this circle, which is a bit thick, just going to make it a bit smaller, something like that. I'm going to affect pivot point. I'm going to adjust object only, rotate, snap rotation 90 degrees. I'm just going to move the object, and that's it. So now I'm just going to Control V to copy and Shift A in here. So now I have two controllers. So I'm just going to select them both, first and second. Just want to make sure that I'm selecting just the eyes controllers, which are here, which is perfect. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create another circle, or maybe I can copy this. It's not a big deal. So I can copy this and I'm going to scale it, maybe something like that. Let's do it in a different way, make it cleaner. So I'm just going to create a rectangle in here, so maybe something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to place this to be in the center of these controllers. So what I'm going to do, animation constraints, position constraint on this, and then I'm going to go again, animation constraints, position constraint on the other one. So now it's position constraint on both, so it's going to be in the center of both, which is perfect now. And now I can select them all, alt right click, freeze transform, and now everything is unlinked. Now I want to select, first of all, this I need to make animation constraints and look at constraint to this curve. Okay, as you can see, the eye has flipped. Not big deal. Just go on the motion tab, just go a bit low. Okay, there's your axis. Make sure which axis it is. In this case it's Y axis, so I'm going to select my Y axis, and now it's perfect. Okay, second thing I would do, just uncheck this view length, absolute line. Okay, so I can just cut it up. I would do the same thing again on the other one, animation constraint, look at constraint on this curve, same thing on the Y, and that's it. So now if I select this curve, I would move this eye. If I select this curve, I would move this eye. Let's say these are the controllers. And now I'm going to select both curves or both circles. I'm going to link them to my main controller. So now I can move the eyes in here, make the eyes look whatever I want, and if I need to move one at a time, I can do it. So now everything is perfect. I can do crazy stuff. Now, after I've done with my controller, eye controller, I'm going to select the head and I'm going to copy it, shift and drag, move it up. So what I want to do, I can just create some shapes on the head. Let's say, for example, a smile, a frown, maybe blinking, whatever. Okay, so what I have in here, I'm just going to unhide. I have a smile already done. So that's a copy. The most important thing is that you copy the head and then you move the vertices. We cannot add, we cannot connect, we cannot weld, we cannot move or change the number of vertices that's held on the face, for example. So I copy this and then you do the shapes. You can do definitely multiple shapes I can do, let's say, 4 or 5 shapes or 10 or 100, doesn't matter. And now what I'm gonna do, select this head, I'm gonna go to the modifier tab, and I'm gonna add something called a morpher modifier. Morpher. On the morpher modifier, it's basically, we have the tabs in here. We have 100 morpher, I can have 100 link to this morpher modifier. What I can do, in this case I have only one, right click on the first one, let's say empty, and pick from scene, and I'm gonna pick this mesh. So you can see this is called smile. So now I can move this, you can see my smile is changing in here. So I can go back to neutral, make it a smile, half a smile, or wherever. Now what I want to do, as you can see in here, there's a green color. This green color makes sense. This green color says that this morpher contains morph data targeted object in scene. So my morph target is in the scene. If I delete this, what will happen? It will change from green to blue. So it's gonna say there's no target. The object is not in scene. So let's say in my case I'm gonna hide. I'm not gonna delete it. So I'm gonna keep it in the scene so everything is perfect. Now what I want to do, I don't want to go to the skin and then do the morpher. I'm gonna make it here. So on this tab I can add an attribute editor, attribute holder, and Alt1 to go to the parameters, and I'm gonna add, let's say, a float, okay, spinner, which says smile. I'm gonna say 0 to 100, which is good, and I'm gonna add. This is it. I can add definitely more than one. Same thing that we did on the leg. So now I'm just gonna go smile up and down, go smile and then back to 0. What I want to do now is basically do the same thing that we did before. I'm gonna link this smile from this controller to the morpher. So now right click, wire parameters, modified object attribute holder, custom attribute smile, which is this link. I'm gonna link it to the head, modified object morpher, and that's my target, which is only a smile. And we'll go back to the dialog. I'm gonna link smile to the smile of the morpher from this way to this side, and I'm gonna connect. Done. So now I can just work on this controller. I can move the eyes, and at the same time I can make him smile. Okay, so perfect. This is it. So I can now animate my character and do some kind of facial expressions, make him smile, make him look somewhere else, or making funny faces. That's it for now. Thank you for listening and have a good day.